La Pague Be니테스. Yeah.
Yes.
Thanks for your time, coach.
Wow! I can't believe we're seeing you face to face.
But it's a pleasure.
그러니까 한국 축구팬들 사이에서 가장 기억에 남는 경기를 만든 감독 1위로 선정이 됐습니다. 아, 이거 굉장히 의미 있는 거 아니겠어요?
You know, you have a nickname in Korea. We call you 배법사. 배법사.
Good or bad?
Ah, it's good. It's good. Obviously, it's good. It's very good. So 배법사 is a word made up of two different words. 배 is from Benitez. 법사 is from 마법사, which means lizard.
Okay.
So wizard,
You know,
Wizard.
yeah.
wizard the Benitez. And the reason why people call you 배법사 is because, do you know the famous meme where you went like this?
I know that.
You know that? You've seen it?
Yeah. Show me again, please. Who is this one so young?
You. Fantastic, you know.
I will tell you, it's very difficult because the timing has to be perfect, and it was perfect in this case.
We will make it for you again if you can show the camera.
If you do this, it's attacking. If you do that, it's defending. Go back.
So speaking a little bit more about that experience in Istanbul, although it's been almost 20 years now, but how can you remember that day? Like how can you describe that day? What your emotions, what you felt from the beginning to the end?
A lot of men, Liverpool fans, they told me, a lot of them, this is the best night ever in my life. Don't tell my wife. They are telling me all the time. So, how was the experience? Obviously, it was great, no? Because the way that things were going on, so we were not favorites in the competition. It was my first year in Liverpool. Then they told me, in 3 years we want to compete. Then we had to change players. Obviously, we brought Josemi, Núñez, Xabi Alonso, Luis Garcia, and then we were changing things little by little on the pitch and off the pitch. And after in the final with AC Milan. And then we conceded in the first minute in a free kick. So everything was against you. And I decided to go with Xabi Alonso and Gerard in the middle because both they were players with qualities. Okay, they can cope with the quality in the middle, but we didn't control Kaká between the lines quite well. They scored the second goal. Now I was taking my notes, and then we conceded the third goal because you were thinking 2-0, but 3-0 is like okay, it's over. Then I was walking, going to the dressing room, thinking what I have to say in English. Everybody was there with the head down, and obviously I was talking about we have nothing to lose now. Mm-hmm. We have been working so hard to be here. It's just 45 minutes trying to change things. Then I start with the tactical team talk about how to change this, how to change that. So that was the main thing. And then I wanted to control this area where Kaká was creating us problems because they have superiority in the middle. Then I wanted to play 3 at the back, wing backs, and then I will put Didi Hamann in the middle. Then I will move Carragher to the left, Sami Hyypiä in the middle with Jonathan Riise, Smisser, and then move Gerard a little bit higher. That was the idea. I say if we score 1 goal, we will be back into the game. So we need to score 1 goal and then we will be there. Then we scored the first goal. Second goal, quickly, Smisser, I was not playing. And I told him before, even if you don't play, you have to be sure that anytime you can be helpful for the team. And he did it. He scored the goal. And then after was the penalty, Alonso, second, the rebound, and we scored, and we 3 each. And we were controlling the game. So what happened? And the fans were crazy at the end. Penalties. People talk about we were lucky into the penalties, but we were not lucky because the reality is that Ocho Torena, our goalkeeping coach, we have been working for years with the software that they have, collecting penalties. So we knew the penalty takers, over 5 that they had, we knew 4 of them where they were taking the penalties. Who plays football here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. Penalties. Will you take a penalty? Any of you will take a penalty? Yes or no? No. So that is the first thing. Are you good taking penalties?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes?
Yeah.
He tried to convince. Now I will say to you, how many penalties have you taken in your life?
20.
20. And how many of these 20 in a final?
0.
So you have to consider all these things.
Okay.
Then you say, listen, he has confidence, he took penalties, the first one. Because if you score the first one, you have more chances. Against a fantastic team, great manager, and I would say, so football is like that. Sometimes you are doing the right things and still you cannot achieve what you want to achieve. For anyone analyzing the way that we arrived to the final, they will realize that it was not luck, it was hard work.
그 베니테스 비밀 노트 강조하는 것 같아요. 지금 막 굉장히.
But if you're losing in a final against such a team like AC Milan, like you said, with a great squad, 3-0 down, I think it's for some people easy to just give up. What was your mentality?
I'm always has been very competitive. Even if you lose, because your team is not good enough, you try to find a way to compete. Then, in this case, obviously we knew that AC Milan was a great team. We knew that. The main thing was we are losing, but we have nothing to lose. So we have to keep working hard. We have the fans behind. Come on, we have to do that. That is emotional message. But after you have to give them another solution. Watching your last game, I think, was against Thailand, no? And then you have a couple of chances at the end, and you could score the second goal, and you could win. You didn't do it. You did everything to win the game, and maybe you couldn't. Doesn't mean that the job is not done properly. It means that sometimes in football, in life, luck is part of the game.
How this was possible only because of effort of you and other people. Steven Gerrard was your captain. What kind of role did he play?
And outside the pitch, he was shy. He's not very vocal, but on the pitch, tackling, finishing, trying to get chances, or trying to defend in the air if it's necessary, or going to the other box. So he was an example on the pitch. It's the kind of captain that you are looking for.
손흥민 선수가 왜 주장인지 진짜 알 것 같은 말씀.
얘기를 들으니까.
그렇죠.
Because you told us what you would expect from the team captain. It reminded us of one Korean captain that's playing in Premier League right now, Son.
Yeah, but I like him. I follow, obviously Son is one of the players that you follow, and I like him. So he has been playing on the left, he has been playing on the right, as a striker, behind the striker, and he always has a great attitude. He's working really hard. Obviously, I knew that I had to do this interview, so I was watching 3 or 4 games of Korea. His attitude, he's working, he's scoring goals, taking free kicks, and he's trying always to do his best. So the point is that this is the kind of leader that you want, but at the same time, you have to be sure that the team, as a team, is a unit. So I know that you have some issues in the national team. But the key is just to have everybody thinking about, we want to do this, and that is the main thing. That is the priority. Maybe I don't like you or you don't like me, but we have to work together for the benefit of the team, and we have to try to do our best to be sure that the team is working together.
감독님 알고 계시네요.
뭘까 알고 있어요.
With modern football, it's more difficult because the YouTubers. No, because now they follow the social media. So then everything changed in 1 day, 3 days. So you're a hero, and 3 days after you're a disaster because you miss a chance or you score a goal. So to keep this balance right is important. That is the modern society, and we have to manage this kind of things.
You're just talking about Key, your former player. When you were manager in Newcastle, what characteristics do you see in Key to make you feel confident that you need him in your team?
Key, following him, he was a player that he could stay in the middle, he could pass the ball, he could find their teammates when they were doing their movements, and he will give you calm, quality on the ball. And also, he could understand what you wanted to do, how to do it, and he could pass the message. So this is the kind of player that every manager likes. So I have Mascherano, Lucas Leiva, players that you could put them, Xabi Alonso, you could put them there and say, I want to do this or that. They could do it, and they could tell the others, we have to do this, we have to do that. The difference between a right full back, a striker, a winger, a centre back is quite easy to understand. The holding midfielder, he has to be aware of every angle, people in behind, people running behind. So he needs to have a peripheral vision, and he needs to be aware of more things around. So normally it's a player that he has the game intelligence that you are looking for in a player. Job of the holding midfielder or maybe the captain, but to have an idea, and everybody needs to understand which is the idea.
왜 기성용 선수가 눈에 뒤 달려 있는 것도 아시는 거 봐요.
So that's why you scouted it.
It's a good way to say that.
Oh my God. One thing I noticed is the midfielders who play for Benitez
Yeah.
are becoming good coaches.
Yeah.
Maybe Key one day.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of them, what they say is if they are interested, they are trying to listen. Obviously, they have had more coaches, not just because me. And I will ask you the question, how many years have you been working in your job?
For now, 22 years.
So are you better now or 20 years ago?
Yeah, I think so.
You are better now. Why? Because you have experience. You need to balance the energy when you are a young one that, I want to, we say in Spanish, eat the world, no? You want to eat the world. Or when you have experience, listen, be careful. If you go so quick, maybe you go out of the road. So just you have to find the right balance. And then you have more experience now. It's the same. So the players, they are learning, and after they can be coaches because they have another vision.
대단한 말씀이에요.
그럼 전 또 놀란 게 아까 태국전 이야기 하신 게 한국 태국전 얘기하신 거예요.
그러니까.
축구에 이만큼 관심이 있으시다는.
그럼 한국 축구 조금 물어봐도 되지 않나요?
우리 인터뷰 때문에 준비를 많이 하신 것 같아요.
네.
So the
Are you happy now?
not yet.
Carry on.
So in our conversation, you mentioned briefly about the match, us against Thailand. Are you talking about Korea versus Thailand, the friendly, the qualifier match?
Then I was watching Jordania. We played with Jordania. We played with Thailand, 2 games with Klinsmann in charge, and now. So I don't think that the team was doing really bad.
You had a group photo where you were sitting next to Klinsmann, our former coach. So did you change any ideas or?
And he was not happy because he finished his job.
Paulo Bento left. You were also that time linked.
Yeah, I was
strongly
one of the
with-
periods that they
Yeah.
were talking about that.
And
yeah.
at that time they approached you?
But to have an offer on the table, if you drive a car and then you change the driver and still you don't win the race, maybe you have to think that the car is not good enough, not the driver.